Ma'am, I can't hear you.
But put your video on. If you put your video off, then I'm muting myself and putting my video also off now. Today, no network problems, huh? Otherwise, here also we'll have network problems and my video will go off and I will become muted. Okay? चलो आज कौन सा चैप्टर करना है? हाँ, टेक्स्ट बुक खोला? ओपन योर टेक्स्ट।
मैं टेक्स्ट बुक लेके आया।
हाँ, open it. What's the page number? 48. 47 is the intro part, so we first read that.
Yeah, I can.
Is everyone with a book? Yes.
Horse and two birds.
Yes. I have mine. What up? She doesn't have. What happened? अरे क्या हो गया?
I have sheep.
She too. She's taking and keeping it as if it's hers only, yaar. Why didn't you get? You overslept and then you just walked and came over.
No, I'm carrying the product and I carry stuff.
Keep it now. What else? Ranveer got his book? Good. इंग्लिश का सब लेके आता है, ज्योग्राफी का नहीं लाना है।
पुरानी वाली टीचर टाइम टेबल के हिसाब से नहीं कर पुरानी वाली टीचर टाइम टेबल के हिसाब से मतलब कि वो नहीं करती इसके लिए।
हाँ हाँ, वो उसमें अलग आता है। Okay. Can we start? So I'll read the intro first, and okay, also open your resource books, your volumes, because over there the page wise I want to make sure. I think two it must be, no, where you have your chapter. All party have your volume.
Ma'am, I don't.
Huh? Don't unmute so fast. At least speak, no.
Ma'am, I don't have.
You don't have mine?
I'm still outside.
Huh?
I'm still outside.
They're outside. So soft copy you will be having, no? Soft copy नहीं है? अच्छा ठीक है, तो सुनना फिर. Yeah, see all your friends.
नहीं कोई बात नहीं है. सेकंड फ्रेंड वाला.
You know all of them?
No, ma'am.
No. He's Ranveer. See him? Tell him hi. No. You also should tell him no.
Hi.
Okay, chalo, let's proceed. So, Ernest Miller Hemingway. This is page 47 now of the textbook. And I hope you have opened the resource book also. So, Ernest Miller Hemingway was an American novelist, short story writer, and journalist whose simple and understated writing was a strong influence on the 20th century fiction. One of the shortest of Ernest Hemingway's short stories, Old Man at the Bridge, is based upon an incident that took place during an Easter Sunday stopover at the Ebro River while Hemingway was a war correspondent covering the Spanish Civil War. So this story, the backdrop is that of a war. Okay, there's a war taking place. Old Man at the Bridge demonstrates the power of narrative art. Hemingway takes a small, ordinary detail in a situation and through the art of storytelling transforms it into a powerful story about the tragedy of war. The old man becomes a symbol of the countless civilian victims of war, those without politics. Without politics means you are a common person, you are not on anyone's side. Displaced, disoriented, and alone, he is faced with the inevitability of death. Inevitability means that it's unavoidable. The end result is going to be death only of the old man. Without politics means without any political opinions. He is not on any one side. He is a common civilian, a common person. Okay. Now this one of you all can read since you all like reading. You all read and then this part, explanation part I will when I okay. So who wants to start? You want to start? Start. First paragraph.
An old man with steel-rimmed spectacles and very dusty clothes sat by the side of the river. There was a wandering bridge across the river, and carts, trucks, and men, women, and children across the river.
दोनों पीछे जाओ।
आगे कुछ भी शॉर्ट में रहेगी।
दोनों पीछे जाओ। नहीं दोनों ने एक ही जाओ। You go. One go. Wherever you are, there is laughter and disturbance. Now, and I'm going to blame you all also for that. Opposite of mentor. You चाहिए छात्र. Who wants?
Someone wanted.
You want? Even I have myself. But you got it.
I'm shopping for my own pencil. I'm using chapter for my own pencil.
Okay.
Acha, right. I start from the starting.
Yeah, start from the beginning.
An old man with steel-rimmed spectacles and very dusty clothes sat by the side of the river. There was a pontoon bridge across the river, and carts, trucks, and men, women, and children were crossing. The mule-drawn carts staggered up the steep bank from the bridge, with soldiers helping push against the spokes of the wheels. The trucks round up and away, heading out of it all, and the peasants plodded along in ankle-deep dust. But the old man sat there without moving. He was too tired to go on any further.
Any father. Father, further. Okay, okay. Here it's written father.
Fathers.
Okay, next.
It was
You read. It was my business.
It was my business to cross the bridge, explore the bridge net beyond, and find out to what point the enemy had advanced. I did this and returned over the bridge. There were not so many carts now, and very few people on foot, but the old man was still there.
Okay, stop. Parth Bhatia, continue.
They were not. Where do you come from? I asked him. From San Carlos, he said and smiled. That was his native town, and so it gave him pleasure to mention it and smile. I was taking care of animals, he explained. Oh, I said, not quite understanding. Yes, he said. I stayed. You see, taking care of animals. I was the last one to leave the town of San Carlos. It did not look like a shepherd nor a herdsman, and I looked at its black dusty clothes and his grey dusty face and his steel-rimmed spectacles and said, what animals were they? Various animals, he said and shook his head. I had to leave them.
Okay, stop now. Now in your modules, see the first part, module 1, it's written. From an old man up to I had to meet them. The first page. Okay. So, page 174. The narrator, a newspaper correspondent, meets an old man at a pontoon bridge. Pontoon bridge is like a temporary bridge which has been created for people to cross over to the other side. A pontoon bridge across the Ebro River. The Spanish Civil War was going on, and an attack by the enemy was impending. Impending means the enemy was going back, so these people were vacating that area. No, from the resource. The civilians, with whatever belongings they could manage, crossing the bridge to safer havens with greater difficulty, with great difficulty. So what were the common people doing? They were taking all their stuff and whatever they could manage carrying, and they were going to a safer place. They were going to cross that pontoon bridge and go over to the other side. The soldier, while crossing the bridge to the enemy side for reporting, saw a man sitting near the bridge, and while returning, saw him still seated. So what does he see? There's one man at the end of the bridge, one old man who's sitting over there. He goes, and when he comes back, he still sees that man sitting over there only. That's when he speaks to him. Worried about his safety, he asked the man where he from and urged him to move on and rest in a safer place. Why? Because that place was not going to be safe. The enemies were going to attack. So he tells him to go to a safer place. The old man, much relieved to talk to someone, shared. Why was he relieved to talk to someone? Because he was alone, and God knows since when he must have been alone over there. So he was relieved to talk to someone, shared his utmost concern over his pets whom he had to leave in a hurry. So what was the thing troubling him? His pets whom he had left over there. He was glad to find someone take interest in him, as he had no one to call his own except his pets. So he was living alone with these pets, and there was nobody else who was really bothered about him. So he was happy that at least there was someone who was showing concern for him. That was all the more reason for him to fret over failing in his duty towards their well-being. Fret means he was now fearful. He was thinking that it was my responsibility. Like when you all saw during the Ukrainian war also, there were some students who wanted to get their pets here, and they were not allowed to. But they did from there till the time the airlines did not allow. And ultimately, when they came with their pets, some dog or whatever. So that shows, because if you have a pet at home, it's also your responsibility, right? How many of you have pets? What? Which animal? Doberman. You? Fish. Okay. You let it be a fish tank or let it be a dog.
You also have various animals.
Now what happened?
They are at different things.
Okay, so whichever animal it may be, parrot, rabbit, or any animal. If you have a pet in your house, isn't that a responsibility? If you have a dog, you cannot just leave the house and go for a holiday leaving the dog alone, right? You have to do something, make some arrangement, or even if it is him, even if they are fish, you can't leave them beyond a particular time. Maybe one day you can leave them alone. But otherwise, it's your responsibility, right? And if you don't, then won't you feel guilty? How long do you leave your fish alone? How do you feed them? Okay, beyond 15 days?
Then I have to come.
Then you have to come. So if you have to go, imagine if you have to go for 2 months. Aren't you going to feel guilty about it? Won't you think of what is going to happen? You will make some arrangements or the others, right? So that's what this man was feeling worried about now. Okay. So that's what is told in the first paragraph. Fine. Do you want me to read the text and you all want to read this? I think that would be better. So I can even explain a little while reading. Okay, now
These are big power.
you can divide it in half. Okay, divide that. Okay, so the second page now I will read it. So the first intro part you understood, there's this man going and there's a correspondent who asks him, and what is the man worried about? His pet that he has left. Then I was watching the bridge and the African looking country of the Ebro Delta and wondering how long now it would be before we would see the enemy, and listening eagles and listening all the while for the first noises that would signal that ever mysterious event called contact. The old man still sat there. Okay, which means any time the enemy was going to attack. What animals were they? I asked. There were 3 animals altogether. He explained. There were 2 goats and a cat, and then there were 4 pairs of pigeons. So what were the animals there?
2 goats, a cat, and 8 cats.
2 goats
And 8
Or where the
I mean, a cat.
2 goats, 1 cat, and 4 pairs
Which
of
are
8 pigeons. So he was worried about those. And had you to leave them? I asked. Yes, because of the artillery. Okay, artillery are the arms and ammunitions that were going to be thrown on them. The captain, arms, guns, weapons,
firing the
weapons used for war. Okay, so yes, because of the artillery, the captain told me to go because of the artillery. And you have no family? I asked, watching the far end of the bridge where a few last carts were hurrying down the slope of the bank. So what was happening is these people were crossing that pontoon bridge and going over to the other side. From the other side, they were all being taken in trucks and other vehicles to a safety zone. So he asked, don't you have a family? No, he said. The animals, I stated. The cat, of course, will be all right. A cat can look out for itself, but I cannot think what will become of the others. What politics have you? I asked. I am without politics, he said. I am 76 years old. I have come 12 kilometers now. So how much had he walked? He had already walked 12 kilometers. And how old was he? 76.
Come and check KM or OS.
PMS.
No,
Yours old.
this is not applying.
What? So I am without politics. I am 76 years old. Okay, chalo.
This is not maybe. This is short. Sorry, image.
No, it's okay, it's okay. Then we'll come to the point now. I am 76 years old. I have come 12 kilometers now. And I think now I can go no further. So he had already walked 12 kilometers. He was 76 years old and he was tired. He was worried about his animals. This is not a good place to stop, I said. If you can make it, there are trucks up the road where it forks for Tortosa. So which means he's saying you go across over there to the other side. There are trucks which will take you to Tortosa, which is a safe place to stay. So you should be on the other side. You should not be waiting here. I will wait a while. Forks means diverts. I will wait a while, he said, and then I will go. Where do the trucks go?
What?
Diverts.
Divert.
Yeah, diverges or diverts. I will wait a while, he said, and then I will go. Where do the trucks go? Towards Barcelona, I told him. I know no one in that direction, he said. But thank you very much. Thank you again very much. So he must have been feeling that even if I go to the other side, who's there, who's going to be there for me, I don't even know anyone. Okay, now you'll read this half by half. No, you finished reading. You finished reading.
Having someone to share his anxieties with made the old man happy. He informed the soldier about his 2 goats, 1 cat, and 4 pairs of pigeons who were in his care. He was forced to leave San
Carlos.
on the insistence of the captain of the artillery. He was
Means the captain of the artillery means he is in charge of the war. What?
Yes.
Yes. He's a correspondent.
He was relevant as they were the only family that he had, and his life revolved around caring for them. He was
Read
especially
half.
worried about how the pigeons and goat would manage to survive, but less worried about the cat.
To whom was he most worried about? The goats and the pigeons. Okay, then half is done. Half is done.
Yes.
Okay, next. Continue.
Trying to divert his mind, the young soldier asked him about his political views, which he replied that he had done. He was too old to care about it, especially because he had his conflicts. He was exhausted from walking for 12 kilometers and sat down. The soldier that he would take the bus to Barcelona from the was on. The old man asked the soldier whether he was still going to Barcelona. I will even go up there and I will even know that exhaustion and worry about his pet made him feel all into that.
Correct. So what were the two things? What were the two problems that he was facing? He was tired, he was exhausted,
And also he was worried about his
yes. And second, he was worried about pets. And another aspect is that he was alone. Right? He was alone.
He didn't know where to go.
Right. No family.
Yeah, no problem.
So that's what made his situation all the more vulnerable and difficult. Finish reading. Okay. He looked at me very blankly and tiredly, and then said, having to share his worry with someone, the cat will be all right, I am sure. There is no need to be unquiet about the cat. But the others. Now, what do you think about the others? Right? So he says there's no need to be unquiet. Unquiet means no need to be worried about the cat. What about the others? Then he says, why? They'll probably come through it all right, which means he said they'll be fine. Yes, they'll go through it and they'll be fine. You think so? Why not? I said, watching the far bank where now there were no carts. But what will they do under the artillery when I was told to leave because of the artillery? Right? So he's saying, but what will they do if there's an attack from the army side? How are they going to save themselves? I was asked to move because of the artillery. What are they going to do? Now, did you leave the dove cage unlocked? I asked. Yes, then they'll fly. He says, don't worry about the birds also, they'll fly. Now see is here in this part they have mentioned it as dove. They were pigeons. Okay, over there, write down.
So they were
Symbol of peace. No, dove is different. Symbol right over there, symbol of peace. It reveals his. It reveals his longing. Yes, under dove. Reveals his longing for war to end. His longing, his desire. Reveals his. No, I won't repeat because you are distracted with him. So I'm not going to. Start.
He's asking where to write.
I'm not going to. Reveals his longing or desire for the war to end. Those sitting around Ranveer should also stay more focused. So be conscious. Keep sitting around. Oh yeah. So did you leave the dove cage unlocked? I asked. Yes. Then they'll fly. Yes, certainly they'll fly, but the others, it's better not to think about the others, he said. If you are rested, I would go, I urge. Get up and try to walk now. Because for how long is the soldier and this person going to stay with him? So then he says that now you try to walk. Thank you, he said, and got to his feet, swayed from side to side. Swayed means moved from one side to the other and sat down backwards in the dust. Now this man was tired. He was old. His animals were there. So he had yes, he did not wish to live anymore. He was all alone. So there was nothing to motivate him to move forward. I was taking care of animals, he said dully, but no longer to me. I was only taking care of animals. That was his life. There was nothing to do about him. It was Easter Sunday, and the fascists were advancing towards the Hebrew. Fascists are the opposite party that was coming to attack them. Okay? That was of belonged to Mussolini. Like you had Hitler, who led the Nazis, and you had Mussolini who led the fascists. So these were the fascists who were coming. It was a grey overcast day. Grey overcast means you had black clouds. Okay, it was a cloudy day with a low ceiling so that their planes were not up. That and the fact that the cats know how to look after themselves was all the good luck that the man would ever have. So this last part that they're saying that it was a grey overcast day. So it was
only one cat, right? There was only one cat, but it says here that the fact that
cats know how to look after themselves.
Cats, okay, we are general character.
Generally about cats. So what are we saying? Two good things, because it was an overcast sky and they were going to attack from the air, okay, through planes or whatever. So because the sky was overcast, there were some chances that maybe because of that they might not be able to attack because they won't be able to fly their planes through those thick clouds. And the second thing that was hopeful is that cats can look after themselves.
What about the goats?
What
about the goats?
That's what he was scared about. So we don't know ultimately. Okay. Next. Read. Continue. You. First part. Louder. Part, can you hear?
The old man had found the perfect listener shared his feelings about animals, changes of survival. He was much concerned about the goats which were not capable of fending for themselves. His only positive hope was for the cat and the fact that he has enough control of the pigeon's cage open. The young soldier was much more worried about the whole.
Half, huh? Half.
Then that of the animal was under him to make an extra effort to keep pushing and towards the safety.
उसको हंसता क्यों बार-बार? You read full. Now,
The old man had lost all faith in life and he had lost did not needed further to listen to me after a while and was lost in his own world now he will contrast to the current state before.
done now. There's one more. Critical appreciation you read. Read the words. Okay, now she's reading back. Read again. Huh? Yes.
The title of the story, Old Man and Bridge, is appropriate as the entire story revolves around.
Stop. जगह चेंज करूं from changing of pieces. क्या doubt? You will understand. Let her read. You will understand. Means it is like a more in-depth analysis. It's like an analysis. जैसे कि तब से सिर्फ यही चल what is critical appreciation. हाँ. 10 sentences you will speak and then you will remember what is critical appreciation.
मैंने पहले पूछा
A nice way to divert. तो पहले मेरे से पूछा उससे इतना सारी चीजें बात किया वो क्या पहले what is critical appreciation. Very nice way to divert the speaker. हाँ दोस्त तो वही तो and why you are sitting like that इधर
Here, how do I hear it?
why you hear it in this direction you won't be able to hear.
Your better.
Sit. बातें मत करो.
That's not used for estimate, article reserve, it's full plan.
The old man represents suffering of all humanity in the hands of war. That's what happens. People are displaced. People lose their near and dear ones. They lose their property, money. Their whole life gets displaced. Sorry. You read. Not ready. Correct, and between he says that don't worry about the animals, they'll be fine. So he's trying to console them. See, hey, so
Yeah,
so read full now.
there are
So see, aerial attack. Aerial attack means attack to the providing. There need symbolism.
What happens?
We don't know that much. So ideally, it's more likely we wouldn't have survived.
It's not like there's actually a full story behind it, but then they have just given an extract of it as a book.
Might be an extract. Look
Yeah,
like
exactly. It's like an extract of the whole. On the right, no, it's story extract.
That's why because there are some, where
Right now.
Yeah, usually they do, but according to me, it might be, or even if it's not, then there are certain
Short
things that
story like
so certain things that might be left to your discretion, to your
For
thought.
suspension.
Like if I was
creating a
asked, then
suspense.
and maybe some more deeper thinking in.
I love to create suspense whenever I used to write short stories. I think it's fun.
What do you all feel must have happened to the man?
I think he would survive only for like a few more days.
Yeah, probably till the attack for some time, but then
He'll die.
For
Or it
now.
would have been like
he moved. It could be somebody
He
came
got
and
some
it
free
could
times.
be. I mean, that is left. Huh? Okay. Next symbolism symbolizes.
Solidified by the old man on the other is of survival for the civilians who are moving to save the places. The author also portrays the bridges as a channel for communication which could lead to peace and avoid destruction and death. The man in exactly and is all symbolic of the death of Bangle, liberties, democracy in the hands of fascists.
Fascists were dictators. Okay, so it's like the end of democracy in the hands of the fascists. Democracy of liberal is where you are more relaxed with your laws, which is a rule, which is where citizens have their own rights. Here it was like you were losing your own right, even surviving.
And not taken seriously.
Liberals, to be liberal means to be little more, not to be strict. The opposite of dictatorship. When you're being liberal with something, when I say, yeah, I'm very liberal with certain things in life. So it means what? You're not rigid.
Not serious.
You're not so rigid. Whereas certain things you'll be firm about, you think firmly about. No, this definitely I don't. Whereas this, I'm liberal with that. Okay, that. Okay.
The story brings out the unity of war and our results in not only the loss of human lives, but also the suffering of the planet.
So it describes the futility. It describes the futility of war. Futility means what? How wasteful war is. And what else did you say? Mute animals, the suffering of mute animals. Mute means those who cannot speak. So it leads to so much of distraction for disturbance or destruction of life also for these kinds of animals. Hmm?
I really know. Where is it now? Where is it?
I love that. Okay.
Start. You come to
Irony, irony is also also closing the Easter Sunday, a day when he was
I really see the
You can't pay attention.
Hold on. also how was the politics.
it depends how
It depends how people and animals.
Different community.
Old man accepted also simply of the death of liberal democracy in the hand of racist leaders. The story brings out the futility of war and how results is not of people of human lives. Focus on new animals. It depicts how people and animals are rendered ruthless without any faults. Deaths. The political are also involved in wars of different things around with the birds and animals. Irony is also the key feature of the story. The time then Easter Sunday, the day when Jesus Christ rose from the dead, on the third day after he was crucified. It is a time for hope, reform, change, and renewal. However, for the old man, it is a time for inevitable death and separation from all evidence. It is also seen
Right. So what is the irony here about Easter Sunday that we speak about?
The day when that it was the day when Jesus Christ raised from the dead.
Yes.
But in the old man,
So that's a day of hope. If okay.
yeah, that Jesus Christ rose from the dead, but in the old man's life,
Huh.
it was a day where death
The day of
and
doom.
separation started.
Correct. So it was the day was supposed to be an auspicious and a good day where you would have hope of life.
But it is
But
just
here
very
it was the
opposite.
क्या वो एक्सप्लेन कर हम लोग ने अभी क्या डिस्कस किए ईस्टर संडे का जरा वो अब वो इतना ध्यान नहीं See, now we were talking about that only, but you're not paying attention. What did we speak about Easter Sunday?
Easter Sunday was something the old man.
What were we talking about Easter Sunday? What did we talk about? Correct. Yeah, and that was the Easter Sunday. First, they some still not paying attention. Now then, what was it? Easter Sunday?
Day when Jesus Christ rose from dead on the third day after he was crucified.
So what are we talking about?
Easter Sunday.
पढ़ रहे हैं समझ रहे हैं तू ईस्टर संडे का बात कर रहा है
A day when
नहीं तो क्यों उसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं why are we talking about Easter Sunday or either of you all tell I think only 1 2 3 4 that's it
Easter Sunday, it's another day when Jesus Christ was.
why are we talking about Easter
This is the one man, like,
in what way
the Easter Sunday, like, was the- to be
answering publicly, not answering they will know I know they are not answering properly they are not understood they are not listening you tell
It was a day of hope. And it was that day when Jesus Christ was
correct correct you three would know I know ये लोग को अभी भी नहीं समझा होगा after she saying once you understood what she did you understood from the answer she gave क्या नहीं है
Oh,
वो दिन अच्छा दिन था लेकिन वो अच्छा दिन वो ओल्ड मैन की लाइफ में डिस्ट्रक्शन और डेथ लाने वाला था that was a day when Jesus Christ had again risen he had taken birth again so that is a good day but it was the opposite for this man his life was almost coming to an end नहीं रखते कुछ बात है पढ़ता भी ऐसे है ना okay now from this what will you all write for homework Hmm. Do module 3 from here module 3 part module 3
he looked at you
complete 2 answers and yeah do it at home how much time do we have now 5 minutes let us please read the poem Bangle huh
today we finished the poem.
which one
Horse.
which one
Horse and
that's a story no today we do Bangle seller so one chapter and one poem so we are
After Bangle sellers, we will have
no after Bangle sellers we do active passive huh
like as it
Chalo.
next class.
हाँ next class Okay, we'll read. Let's read together Bangle sellers, okay? Explanation and all that we'll do after. Page 14. Huh? We'll all read together. Bangle sellers by Sarojini Naidu. Start. Bangle sellers are we who bear our. No, don't repeat. We'll say together. Bangle sellers are we who bear our shining doors to the temple fair. Who will buy these delicate bright rainbow circles of lustrous tokens of radiance for happy daughters and happy wives? Some are meet for a maiden's wrist, silver and blue as the mountain mist. Some are flushed like the buds that dream on the tranquil brow of a golden stream. Glow with the bloom that cleaves to the limpid glory of newborn leaves. Some are like fields of sunlit corn, meet for a bride on her bridal morn. Some like the flame of her marriage fire, or rich with the hue of her heart's desire. Twinkling, luminous, tender, and clear, like her bridal laughter and bridal tear. Some are purple and gold-flecked gray, for she who has journeyed through life midway, whose hands have cherished, whose love has blessed, and cradled fair sons on her faithful breast, and serves her household in truthful pride, and worships the gods at her side. Take your break. क्या है तो वैसे भी सुनता नहीं है क्या फर्क पड़ता है मेरा एनर्जी सिर्फ ये चारों के लिए ही है कुछ लोग के लिए मेरा एनर्जी पूरा बेकार जा रहा है the research question है तो क्या बोलेगा रिसर्च आने वाला है इससे you get value based question anything you cannot say हाँ ये आएगा क्या ये नहीं आएगा but my dear God चलो you take your break क्या बोल रहे थे Fight is 70 marks. Region
What can you say again?
It's fine. I think it's snail and Rakhi. I know. Snail and Rakhi. Oh, They are still in the brush. They're still in the same position.
एग्जाम चालू हो गए और 20 साल
से आ गया ना
और 20 तक यूनिट टेस्ट करो
They don't like mask.
Same.
हाँ, अच्छा। यार मैं सारे दोस्त स्ट्रीट तोड़ रहे हैं पता है ये बोल रहे हैं कि संस्कृत में सत्ता नहीं है क्योंकि सब खोलते नहीं है स्ट्रीट को जाते हैं सब लोग करने सब खोलते नहीं स्नैप स्ट्रीट भेजोगे नहीं ना स्नैप भेजोगे नहीं स्नैप भेजोगे नहीं हम स्ट्रीट भेजोगे ना मेरा मैं पहले छोड़ती थी लेकिन अभी अभी कुछ ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता ये लोग पढ़ी चल रहा है पढ़ी चल रहा है जरूरत क्या है भाई तो मुश्किल पढ़ने की जरूरत क्या है मुश्किल आ रही है सब चीज हमारे बैठे एक बार ऐसे उसका और एक पार्क गाँव में रखा था वो हो गया दूसरा हेलो तो भाग दे उनको भाग कौन बात है अरे तानिया मैं वो भी बात थी वो भी को हुआ ही नहीं
हाँ? कौन करती है? ये बोलती पढ़ाई मत करो रे। वो करती है वो मगर तो फिर क्या बनेगा उसका? नहीं ना? और ये रहा है बाहर क्या बोलने stay out only now. Class is over. I thought I'm going down.
Then we can now if we thought
Right now, right? She is going.
she went to her friend's birthday party.
She left?
Yes.
दोनों में साइन किया ना पर
नहीं, it is
Oh, she didn't even tell me she was going. Birthday party alone.
then she is her class friend.
Acha, you don't know the girl.
I know, but not very close.
But why at 8:30 the party would have ended?
7.
After class.
She was her close friend. She was like instant her comment early on.
Okay.
Yes.
सेंटर के संभल के लिए दो बैग एक दो बैग
Okay, read. Who don't read? Who don't read? When you read, I won't understand. Nobody will understand what you're reading, what is being read, and who also won't understand. आता है? पढ़ना चाहेगा अच्छे से तो पढ़. हाँ? थोड़ा slowly पढ़ अच्छे से.
The poem the description of the Bangle that the women are standing at the temple and how they adorn the wrists of women of various age groups. The colors of the bangles seem to symbolize the various stages of the women. One says through from a maiden to a middle-aged lady. The bangles are scattered everyone.
Skater means they serve.
The bangles are scattered to everyone and though
Skater.
to everyone and though they carry heavy loads, but they do not complain. Each phase of a woman's life has been depicted by one or more colors like the blue and silver bangles. For the unmarried girl, the red, yellow, and orange bangles for the bride and her on her wedding day, and purple and grey bangles for the wedding. Each color represents the woman's aspirations, desires, and status according to their age and accomplishments.
So what did you understand from this? It talks about these bangle sellers who go selling bangles at the temple fair, and they have bangles of different colors which cater to, okay, which are for women who are in various stages of their life, different ages, from being a maiden, that is an unmarried young girl, to being a woman who is married, to being a woman who is middle-aged, who has had children, who's taken care of her family. Okay, so we talk about that in this chapter, in this poem, Bangle Sellers. Okay, so the first paragraph. Bangle sellers are we who bear our shining loads to the temple fair. So where are they taking it? To the temple fair. What are the shining loads that we are talking about? The bangles. Who will buy these delicate, bright, rainbow tinted circles of light? Rainbow tinted circles of light is a metaphor. Yes, it means the bangles. Okay. So here we are referring to it as a metaphor. If you want, don't write the figures of speech now, I'll give it to you together. Okay, so here, rainbow tinted circles of light, we mean the Bangles. Lustrous tokens of radiant lives. Lustrous is shiny. So they symbolize happy lives. Lustrous tokens of radiant lives for happy daughters and happy wives. Understood this first part? Bangle sellers are we who bear our shining loads to the temple fair. Who will buy these delicate, bright, rainbow-tinted circles of light, lustrous tokens of radiant lives for happy daughters and happy wives? Some are meet for a maiden's wrist. Okay, some are meet means some are made for a maiden's wrist. Silver and blue as the mountain mist. So maiden is the young unmarried girl. Okay. So which are the colors for her? Silver and blue. Silver and blue as the mountain mist. Some are flushed like the buds that dream. So here we are talking about a light red or a pink color. Buds that dream. Okay. On the tranquil brow of a woodland stream. Like you will have a stream and on the tranquil means peaceful. Okay. Tranquil brow of a woodland stream means you'll have a stream and at the edge of those streams you will have flowers of different colors. So that's what we are talking about. Some are flushed like the buds that dream, like the buds which are there on the at the edge of the stream. Some are flushed like the buds that dream on the tranquil brow of a woodland stream. Some are aglow with the bloom that cleaves to the limpid glory of newborn leaves. So here we are talking about which color? Here we are talking about green color, to the limpid glory. Limpid means clear. How does a newborn leaf look? It looks bright, it looks shiny, it looks fresh, right? So here we are talking about the green color, which is for the maiden. You also smile back. So here, which are the colors for the maiden's wrist? Which are the colors seen? Silver and blue. And the buds that dream, which is light red and red and pink. And bloom that leaves, that is newborn leaves, that's the green color. Then some are like fields of sunlit corn. Sunlit corn means which color are we talking about? Yellow color. Some are like fields of sunlit corn, meet for a bride on her bridal morn. So now this was the young maiden. Now we are talking about the bride. So meet for a bride on her bridal morn. Bridal morn means bridal morning, when she's become a bride. Okay, that first morning. Some like the flame of her marriage fire. Flame of marriage fire, which color are we talking about? Orange and red. Both. Orange and red. Okay. Some like the flame of her marriage fire, or rich with the hue of her heart's desire. Hue means color. So rich with the hue of her heart's desire. Okay, because now she wanted to get married. Over here, see, in the previous para, we spoke about buds that dream. So that also means the girls who are not married, who are of a marriageable age, they are dreaming of marriage. So buds that dream. And here, hue of her heart's desire, that she has now got what she desires. She's got married, so she's happy. Tinkling, luminous, tender, and clear. Tinkling, luminous. These are all the adjectives which are used for the bangles. So tinkling is making sound. Luminous is
Right.
shiny, bright, tender, and clear. Like bridal laughter and bridal tear. Bridal laughter means she's happy because she's become a bride. And bridal tears, yes, she's separating from her parents, from her family. So like her tear, laughter and bridal tear. Then we come to her next stage of life. Some are purple and gold flecked gray. For she who has journeyed through life's midway. So now she is a middle-aged woman. Okay. So which color? Purple and gold flecked gray. Gray with some gold design on it. Okay. For she who has journeyed through life midway, whose hands have cherished, whose love has blessed, and cradled fair sons on her faithful breast. So now at this age, what has she done? She has performed all the responsibilities that she should have in her household. She's taken care of her husband. She's taken care of her children, right? Cradled. So fair sons. So sons or daughters, whatever, children. Okay, probably she has her in-laws. So she's taken care of the entire family by this age and serves her household in fruitful pride. Now this purple color, okay, purple color symbolizes pride. So here we are saying, and serves her household in fruitful pride and worships the gods at her husband's side. Okay, so write down over the purple symbolizes pride. That third panel. Yeah, first line. Purple over there you write symbolizes pride, and gray symbolizes wisdom and maturity. Gray. Gray symbolizes wisdom and maturity. Gold flecked gray, usi ka next line. Yeah. Okay, so gray is wisdom and maturity, because by that age she's got some wisdom into herself and she is a mature woman now. And gold fleck over there, write down honor. Honor and authority. Gold fleck. Okay, so gold that represents honor and authority. Figures of speech, where do you all write usually, in your notebook or in the textbook? Okay, so then
In school.
I'll anyway mark it here in the textbook for you all. Then if you all want, you can write it. Okay, because the lines are here right there. Okay, so fourth line, see, rainbow tinted circles of light. Over there, write metaphor. Second para, first line. Some are meet for a maiden's wrist. Alliteration, where amen is repeated. Some are meet for a maiden's wrist. So you can circle M and write alliteration. Then second and third line, simile, as the mountain mist, like the buds that dream. Simile. As the second and third line of the, as the mountain mist, like the buds that dream.
Yes.
These are similes. Then third para, fourth line. Rich with the hue of her heart's desire. HH, alliteration. Not necessarily, you can get anything. Then last line of the same para, like her bridal laughter and her bridal tears. Simile. No, but here it is a simile because they are talking about by using like or as. Yeah. Okay. Then last three lines, anaphora. Circle and write anaphora. ANAPHORE. What is anaphora? What is anaphora? Two or more successive lines starting the same word of phrases. Okay. And take out your notebook now. I'll give you a little small summary of it. पार्ट नोटबुक निकाला, because of speech लिखे, write down. Write down the heading and write Sarojini night. Now you write the poem. Write down. No. That you don't. Only write Bangle Solar and write Sarojini night. Then start. This poem, written by after poem with a comma, written by Sarojini Naidu, comma, is a celebration of a woman's life. Celebration of a woman's life. WOMAN''S. And it represents the cultural rituals. Write the correct spelling. Cultural rituals, they are closely linked to. Full stop. It shows how an Indian woman is emotionally attached to the bangles and how these bangles represent her transition spelling transition from being a young girl maybe one to a woman. That's it. Brief what the poem is. Now, question answer, see which one you want. Question Bangle के बारे में वो questions, which one will you have? Who are only there, so do both. No homework. I hope.
Both are completed.
Both. ये भी और previous chapter में भी किया ना, एक ही बार
Practice exercise or
No, these modules where you have space. Your volumes. Two active volume full. Volume. What page is it?
67. Second.
The active passive voice, what are we actually doing? Some concepts that you all need to learn, understand here is subject, verb, object, direct object, indirect object, transitive, and intransitive. Huh? What is this subject, verb, object?
Sentence formation. Check.
Right.
Subject is the thing.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Verb, act, verb, and object.
It depends on.
Like, I am running to the park.
Now, which is the subject? Subject means the what you are talking about, the doer. Okay. Gifted.
Book object.
Now here you have two objects. Gifted. What?
Book.
So this is the doer. Okay, direct object. Gifted. Whom?
To me.
Me. So this is the I or the indirect object. Okay. Now, if you have two objects in a sentence, when you are making a sentence from active to passive, what are you actually doing? You're putting the object in the front. Okay, like if you have a sentence like the book was gifted.
I was gifted.
The cat gifted to me. The cat killed the rat.
The rat was killed by the cat.
Correct. So you will change it to
The
the rat was killed by the cat. So here it tells what the subject has done to the object. Whereas when you're changing it to passive, it's telling you what was done to the object, right? By the subject. You're inverting it, okay? So, which means in cases where you have two objects, you can change the sentence in two different ways. So, which are the two ways in which you can change this sentence? Gifted me. If you are taking
I was gifted
there
to
are
buy
two
my
ways. I
was gifted
was
to buy my
yes gifted a book
buy my
by my mother. And the other would be
A book was
a book, right? So first we wrote this one with the IO in the beginning, and then this one will be with the DO in the beginning. So
A book was gifted to me by my mother.
okay. Understood this? So which means if you want to change a sentence from active to passive, you need an object. How do you identify the object? Ask what, that gives you the direct object to the verb. Ask what, whom to the verb, that gives you the indirect object. Now what are transitive and intransitive verbs? Transitive means passing over. So those verbs where you have an object. Here see it's passing over, no, from, it's passing over from the subject to the verb to the object, right? This is passing over. So that's why here in this case, gifted is transitive or used transitive. Okay, so this sentence, that's why you can change it to the passive voice. Another aspect is your object has to be different from the subject. Like for example, if you have a sentence like, okay, if you have a sentence like cat and a dog, the sky is blue. So you will think, the sky, my hand that's something. Leave it. So the sky, and the sky is what? I'm getting the answer blue. Huh? But then when we are talking about blue, what do we mean? We're talking about the sky only. This is not a different entity. So that's why here, this sentence cannot be changed to passive. We can't say blue is, you can't say blue is the sky. Okay? So be clear about what type of sentences can be changed to passive. Only those which have
sky
objects.
would be an intransitive.
Yes. The sentence won't be intransitive. It is the verb which is used in transitive. Okay? Fine, got this?
Yes.
Okay. But understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
ये राइट बन लो
The king चिपका है.
उसने चिपका है बोलता है राइटिंग कर
Which is the response to control.
Then पीछे चिपका है. पीछे चिपका है. basic.
Okay, anyways, chalo. Now you tell me what is there in this example. 11th for CBSE. I'll read these. Don't look, don't see. I'm just reading this for the examples, and you all can orally try to change. Yeah, for a practice. Chance by chance, chalo. Chalu kar. My book has been stolen.
The book, my book has been stolen. It was passive. The book has been
My book.
my book. Someone stole my book.
It's okay. My book has been stolen.
Someone has stolen my book.
Has yeah.
Someone has
मेरा वो stolen में गड़बड़ हो रहा है. Someone has
stolen.
stolen
Stolen my book.
mine. Someone has
See, someone stole my book.
stole. No, you have to use the same. Okay. Then later we have the tense changes also. I'll tell you that. The police were informed.
They
They
were informed by the police.
They informed
Someone
The
informed
police. The police were informed, so they informed the police. English is spoken in England. People speak
English in
English in England. All the guests will be invited.
It sounds like intransmittal there.
By them. All the guests will be invited by them. By us. Okay, I'll make it easier for you. All the guests will be invited by us. We will. All the guests will be invited
by us.
by us. So we will invite all the guests. I love my mother.
I love my mother.
Now you say, don't give out the answer. Sita switched on the TV.
The TV was switched on by
The peon is ringing the bell.
the rain.
The,
The rain.
the bell
The bell is rung by
Is-
few.
being rung by the men are cutting the firewood.
The firewood is being cut by the men.
Yeah, but
Mr. Sharma.
Yes, ma'am.
Stephen sells cellular phones.
And what?
Stephen sells cell phones.
Cell phone is being sold by
Cell phones are
Sold by
sold
Stephen.
by Stephen. Yes, there are changes in tense. I'll tell you all when you want to. The masons are building the outer portion of the wall.
The outer
Of the wall is being, are building, so is being well built.
Not being.
Yes.
IBPC.
The crowd laughed at the crowd. The crowd laughed at the clown. The crowd laughed at the clown.
Clown after the clown.
The crowd laughed at the clown.
They were being
The clown was
Laughed by the
laughed at.
laughed at, but
The crowd was laughed at by the crowd. He agreed to dispose of his property.
his property
Was he agreed to dispose of his property. So his property
was agreed to
to be disposed of by him. Interrogator now. Has he finished the task? Has, no, it's a question. So change it also to a question only. Has he finished the task? Has he, no, had he? Has he finished the task? Has the task been finished? He told right the Has the task been finished by him? No, was the mistake. Who gave you these orders?
These orders were given to you by whom?
That's a, you put by whom in the beginning. By whom?
Okay.
Why would you call these orders irrelevant? Then imperative sentence. Imperative sentences are which?
Order commanding.
Orders, commands, requests. So open the door. These are done in a slightly different way. Wait, let her try. Who want to try? What you want to try? Open the door. Hey, no copying. No, ma'am. Okay. Then will be your turn.
Open the door.
Let
the door be opened.
तेरे को help किया let बोल के तो
Let the door be.
Similar one I'll give you. Whom did that question come to? No, it was her. So let her answer. Bring the keys. Let the
keys be brought here.
Yeah. Let the keys. Bring the keys. So don't add words. Huh?
Let the keys be brought here. Some so Shakespearean.
Yes. Now order. Part your turn. मैं देख रहा है क्या नीचे?
नहीं मैम.
हाँ. Okay, tell. Now I'll give you this one answer to give you an idea. If you know, you tell. Sit down. Do you know? Sit down. You are ordered to sit down.
Yes, requested.
Okay. Requested. Please nahi hai na. Next one I'm asking you now. Part. Now, okay, I'll help you. This is an advice. Okay, advice. Work hard. You
You are to work more harder.
no, work hard. So you are advised to
Work hard.
work hard. Then your turn. I called Shiva on duty.
Shiva was called by me on duty.
Called on duty by. She closed the door of the car. She closed the door of the car was closed by her. Then you answered correctly. Even one of the classes, the lion dragged that day. Third one, the lion, your turn. The lion dragged away. The lion dragged away the deer into the forest.
Was dragged away by night.
Hey, let her turn this earlier. First, look for the object. The lion dragged away the deer into the forest. Correct. Next. Our football team has won the match.
The match has been won
By huh?
by
Our football team. Our football. Next, your turn. Yeah. The young monkey teased the monkeys in the cage. Monkey wala hi aaya. The monkeys in the cage. The young boy teased the monkeys in the cage. The young boy teased the monkeys in the cage. So the young boy teased the monkeys in the cage. So पहले क्या आएगा? The monkey who in the cage was is by the तूने तो उसको उल्टा बोला ना, तू बना के ना monkey in the cage is the young boy. It's like there's one sentence. The what is that? हाँ, the dog ran after the postman. इसको change कर. The postman. इसको चेंज करो अभी. The dog bit the man. इसका क्या होगा? The man bit the dog. क्या होगा उसका? The dog was bitten by the dog. The dog bit the man. So the man
bit the dog. Yes, correct.
was bitten by the dog. Now you are. And what was that? The dog ran after the dog was
And ran after dog.
Next one. The dog ran after the postman. उसका क्या आएगा? Confuse मत करो. The dog ran after the postman. So was उसके माइंड में वही आता है, करेक्ट ना? Ran after the dog. The postman was ran after by the dog. Yes, but
Yes, ma'am.
क्या लिखा sentence? What will be the sentence for the dog ran after the postman?
The postman was ran after by the dog.
Was run after by the. Then तू एक बार और बोला, अभी proper sentence दे रही हूँ. Abhimanyu was killed in the battlefield by them. Because your sentence actually is the Abhimanyu was killed in the battle by the soldiers. Abhimanyu was killed in the battle. So in the battlefield, which soldier? Abhimanyu was killed by the soldiers. अभी correct. Now it's doubting. Okay. Next, the book has finally been printed by us. So the book has finally been printed by us. We have finally printed the book. There you go. Your turn. No, Parth's turn. The secret has already been disclosed to me by Ravi. The secret has already been disclosed to me by Ravi.
Ravi disclosed the secret to me.
No, the secret has already been disclosed to me by Ravi. So Ravi has already disclosed the secret to me.
Mama said the same.
He said the same thing.
He said the same thing. I'll ask you one more because I think you said something else. He said the same thing. Now I'll ask one more. The work will No, he said the secret. Hey, you had said the secret had been disclosed. So the form is the same. You've not changed it to passive.
No, ma'am.
Acha, okay, chalo. Next one. The work will have already been done by the time you reach there. The work will have already been done. By the time you leave the choto, the work will have already been done.
By the time you have reached home, the work would be done.
What?
By the time you would have been reached home, the work would be done.
No, they will have done the work. Your object will be they. Okay. Okay, now you'll open your practice exercises, page 70. In this you do 10 है दोनों में से एक बना
ये रिमोटेड स्पीच दूसरा चैप्टर है ना
हाँ वो दूसरा है so do one thing 1 to 5 1 to 5
होमवर्क
हाँ
1 to 4 1 to 4
1 to 5 okay 6 to 10 हमने already पूछ रही हूँ
5 to 10 करते हैं
हाँ
होमवर्क 1 to 4 please
1 to 5 1 to 5 4
Thank you. 2 3 4 और
हाँ देखना और देखना
आपको क्यों बोल
क्या सेंटेंस में इधर घूम के नहीं कराते हाँ अभी ऑलरेडी बोल रही हूँ ओके 6 to 10 मार्क्स हाँ your turn they would have praised you if you had succeeded in the task. Hey, this one can see answers are not
If
there.
you had succeeded in the task, the teacher would have praised you. I think that's
They would have praised you if you had succeeded in the task.
where is
You can see
6. They would have praised you if you had succeeded in the task. If you had succeeded
No,
in the task,
no.
you would have been praised by them.
no. Other way around.
But that's not
You would have been praised by them if you had succeeded in the task. You would have been praised by them if you had succeeded in the task. What? No, that was not right. They would have praised if that was not right. She's only interchanged.
Okay, that's
Voice didn't change. Next, your turn. Are the mountaineers not climbing the mountains? Mountaineers not climbing the mountains. So, are the
mountaineers climbing
Are the mountaineers, you can see the sentence in the book. Are the mountaineers not climbing the mountains? Are the mountaineers not climbing the mountains? So,
not planned by the mind.
are the mountains इसका टॉपिक बोलने दो ना.
Are the mountains not being climbed by the mountain?
Mountains. Did she told you?
I'm praising her.
Good. Okay. Then Bengalis like fish. Your turn.
Bengalis are like this.
What can I say?
Bengalis like
Are like by Bengalis. Fish, sorry, fishes, fish are like by
Which side is that?
fish is like by Bengali. Bengali are like fish.
Yeah, Bengalis like fish.
Right, Bengali. Right, Bengali.
So what is it? Correct answer for the bee. Fish. Fish is like by Bengalis. Next one. One should not break promises. There are two. One should not break. Don't give no. One should not break promises. Should not be broken. Bus. Next. 10th one. The villagers caught the thieves and handed them over to the police. The villagers caught the thieves and handed them over to the police. The villagers caught the thieves. So the thieves were. Anyone who wants to try?
Yeah, I want to try.
Were caught by the villagers
Yes.
and handed them over.
Yes, and handed over. Then you can
Handed over
the
to them.
Yeah.
Which were caught by the.
Look, तू भी वक्त का गड़बड़ किया.
I did get.
हाँ. Next, your turn. 6th one. This meal will be liked by my friend very much. Your turn now. This bell was not rung by the peon.
This was done.
What?
Yeah.
You asked us already.
This bell was not rung by the peon.
The peon rang the bell.
The bell was not rung. Question क्या है sentence? The bell was not rung by the peon. So the peon. The bell was not rung by the peon. So the peon did not ring. No. हाँ. तू इसका मत सुन. बुद्धि तेरी भ्रष्ट हो जाएगी. Next, your turn. This work was surely not done by you. No, you surely did not do this work. Your turn. Last two. Is not this room cleaned by them every day? Every day. Don't they clean the room every day? Yes. Next, your turn. Why have these clothes not been washed? Why have they not washed the clothes?
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, bye, Pahan. Homework, you know now what is there? Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Sharing.